Hello everyone and welcome to PSGL. Back in F2 it's Russia and I'm joined once again by Frisky CJ. Say hello Frisky.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, pleasure to be in the commentary box again and looking forward to another exciting race.
Yep, and the main talking point is of course a bad boy who last week had the chance to wrap up the title, but unfortunately he bottled it. So now we're moving on to this race in Russia where he has another chance to win the title effectively. So Frisky, talk us through Russia. I mean, you obviously raced the track many times, so what's one thing the drivers are going to have to be careful of?
Careful of obviously race start headed down into technically T2, obviously a huge slipstream opportunity, so pole position is actually not really the best position to be off the start, but it's a very technical track, very easy to get corner cuts, so you have to be careful on the penalties, and especially the last sector. After your flying lap, your first and second sector, by like there's a few corners, your tires going to be bent, they're going to be sliding around a lot, so it's going to be a tough job for the drivers to keep it on track coming the end of the flying lap.
Yep, exactly. We saw last week with Bad Boy in qualifying, he bottled every single run that he did, and that was at Austria, so he's got all the pressure tonight, everyone watching him, because I think if he wins the F2 title then I think he's got a spot in F1 next season, so just that little bit of added pressure, and let's hope Bad Boy can get it done tonight. But moving on from Bad Boy, we've got Skeven, who is second place in the championship, so don't count Skeven out yet. The title is not over yet. If Skeven wins the race tonight, then I think it does go to the finale, so let's hope Skeven can keep this title fight alive, because I'd want it to go to the final race, as I bet you do as well, Frisky.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the title decider coming down to the final race is always the most exciting from a spectator's point of view. Of course, in real life in the game, that's what you want to see. So hopefully, Steven can pull off a masterclass, get the win here in Russia, and carry on the title fight just a little bit longer.
Yep, and in terms of qualifying times, again, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty cold in this game, to be honest. I haven't been league racing properly in a while, but I think roughly about. You know, I'm not even going to say because I don't want to embarrass myself. It looks like I'm talking rubbish, but I'm probably sure I'm not as clueless as I make out to be.
I had to do this track on Monday, and I still can't remember what the times were in quali.
Oh no, that's not good work.
I guess we'll just go by what people set for bankers. I know Bad Boy's on a lap. I've been on board with him, and it's looking.
Lambo,
wow.
he was the first guy out, but he did go wide at one of the exit of the corner, so I don't think that is too representative of a lap time.
Okay, so I think 32s are what people can hit. I think.
Yeah.
But
fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully Bad Boy or Skeven, or even Scuba. I mean, Scuba's quite good the last couple of rounds. He's been picking up, I think, a podium, and indeed a win. I think it was at Austria.
Yeah,
so. Watch out for Scuba. He might be the deciding factor in this title fight, as Bad Boy finishes his lap. He's in sector 3 now, and it's looking quite a good lap for Bad Boy. I've been looking on and off him, man. Every time I've been on him, he's been making the apex. He's not really corner cut as he comes down into the final corner. Ooh, that was a bit wide for me. 33.8. So Bad Boy goes pole for now, but not by much. So
yeah, close. That lap by Lambo must have been pretty good, because I think when I saw him, he only made one mistake, but I'm guessing him going wide didn't cost him much of time because a high 33 seems to be quite representative here. So solid lap by him.
Yep, definitely. And we've still got 7 people still trying to get a lap in, and of course, as Frisky said earlier, in qualifying, getting invalid around this track is so easy. All it takes is to be a bit aggressive on entry to a corner, and that's it. Lap over. And of course, on the last run, if you corner car, then you could get this and next lap invalidated. So that'll be something we have to look out for. Because obviously last week with Bad Boy bottling quali, you know, it could. I mean, I know he's temporarily pole, but people improve and do better than the 33.8. And Bad Boy gets his last one invalidated, then Bad Boy could find himself starting midfield as King Mick now sets a mid 33, so we're getting closer and closer to the 32s. And Skeven 33.3, good banker from Skeven.
Yeah, very solid. That's definitely looking like a provisional pole time. I'm not too sure if anyone can beat that on their first lap, but yeah, very solid lap by Skeven to get to the low 33, so he's looking on form here.
Yep, definitely. and Zed on Mercedes. I think he invalidated both his runs. He's in the pits. Wesker, he's just coming out the pits. Ollie, I think, is on a lap, and Scuba's just about to finish his lap. So we'll stay on board with Scuba. See how he navigates through the tight twisty bit of sector 3. Looking quite clean from Scuba. Of course, a race winner from last week, so don't count this man out to get another race win just because the titles between Bad Boy and Scuba. That doesn't mean that luck's just Scuba. Oh, Scuba on the curb there, kicks the back end out, but he managed to save the car. But as I was saying, don't forget about Scuba or even King Mick, because he's up there in Scuba 33.4. So as I said, Scuba could be the deciding factor in this title fight tonight.
Yeah, and that was a very, very solid lap by him, obviously time-wise, but coming into the final sectors, I said again, his back end was kind of, not too sure what he's doing there, his back end's kind of all over the, he took his wheel off. I'm not too sure what that's about. Oh. He literally just cut the first corner and just lost the back end and hit the wall and crashed out. Yeah, anyway, I was going to say how he could probably improve his time on the second run, but that's pretty much void considering he just put it in the wall. So yeah, it's interesting qualifying tactic by him.
Definitely, but I think Ollie's about to finish his first run. If he ain't got invalid already, but let's see what he can do. Again, Ollie's another guy who can, he's very quick, so don't count him, and he actually goes 5th, so midfield spot for Ollie at the minute. And we're going to go back now to Wesker, and I think he's just started his lap, so while everyone's in the pits, let's go on board with Wesker for a lap of Russia. Now I know Wesker in other leagues don't really get much TV time, so I'm guessing he'll be happy knowing that we're going to be on board with him for a lap around Russia. So he comes into turn 1, very tentative, of course, easy invalidation at turn 1, taking a wide line through a turn, I believe it is 2 or 3, I think this is, and then coming into turn 4, looking very clean from a Wesker. Toros there getting out of the way from a Wesker as it comes through now sector 1, because a bit wide on entry, that's going to cost him a little bit of time, but I think he has got enough fuel for 2 runs he has, so Wesker can decide to back out of this lap. He goes wide, that could be invalidation for Wesker, but he's carrying on, so I don't think he got his lap invalidated, as he now comes to the end of sector 2, now coming down the long DRS straight, and still on it. Oh, is he though? He's short shifting a little bit, so I don't know whether Wesker might have got invalidated or not, I don't know, as he comes through now to sector 3. Now I think sector 3 around Russia is very deceiving, because you know, you need your back end planted. We saw with Scuba earlier, his back end was all over the place, but he still managed to set a good time. But if you've got a back end that's very planted, especially through the race, then you can gain a lot of time through this sector alone. And Wesker's back end looked very, very stable there as he comes into the last couple of corners. What can Wesker do? He's got 2 minutes left. He will go for another lap. He's got enough fuel to. Wesker goes only 9th.
Yeah, so into the low 34s. So he's about a second off Skeven. He seemed like he was short shifting during that lap. He might have done that to save fuel. So probably this is going to be his proper push lap here. And he, and he backs off.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's backed out already, so he must have got invalid, or he was moving out of the way for Skeven, I think it was, and he's yellowed in sector 1.
I think that's just Lambo going slowly. Yeah, that seems to be cleared.
Bad Boy, I think, is starting a lap. This is make or break for Bad Boy. Now if he gets invalidated, I think he has got enough time to get round, but looking at his fuel, he has got enough fuel as well. So can a Bad Boy get pole, do the right thing unlike last week? We'll find out in about a minute and a half as he comes round to finish sector 1. Skeven, I think, is on that lap as well. He is. King Mick's on that lap. And Bad Boy, is he up on his time? Don't know. Going on board with Bad Boy now, coming through sector 2. This is just straight 90-degree turn. Oh, Bad Boy goes wide. That
might be a validation.
Yeah, could be. But he's still on it though. And Ollie has retired. So Ollie has decided to call it a day. He's in the pits. King Mick on that lap. Skeven's just starting his lap now, but Bad Boy, is he trying to think whether Bad Boy's actually backed out of it or not? Wow.
He could go again. He does have fuel and he does have time on his side, so he could go again.
And ZR Mercedes, second place for the Force India driver, so...
Just missing out on that Skeever's time there. So that Skeever lap time really shows you how quick he was.
Yep, and Bad Boy, 1,000, sorry Frisky, between him and ZR Mercedes.
Wow.
So Bad Boy will go again. Skeeven is on his lap. Of course, we saw Skeeven on his lap before, made a couple mistakes, so Skeeven has got time on his lap. But Bad Boy, he's off the track, he's in the wall, and I think that's Bad Boy's qualifying done. It is indeed. So Bad Boy will not be getting pole, and at the moment he is P3, but watch out for King Mick. He's just started his lap, as has, well, Max retired, but Wesker is not on a lap. AMD, he's on a lap, but I don't think he's got enough fuel to finish his lap. I don't think he has. So it's all about whether King Mick can out-qualify Bad Boy. All he needs to do is find 2 tenths in his time. We'll quickly go to see where Skeeven is. He's in sector 3, so we'll stay on board with Skeeven then. He's in sector 3. Can he improve on his time and get into the 32? So yeah, he's very smooth in sector 3. I think you need to be. If you're not smooth, then your back end just kicks out. But Skeeven into the last corner. 32.8.
Thank you, good night, you checked out.
Jesus Christ. Absolute storm of a lap from Skeeven there. But now all eyes on King Mick. Can he find just all he needs to find is about a 10.5 to out qualify Bad Boy, so this could be a bad night for Bad Boy again.
He could get P2 here. Of course, it's on the cards.
Okay, so King Mick is on a good lap.
Keeping it clean.
Yep.
In his apexes.
Yeah.
Not the rear end dancing out. So good stuff from him. Again, hitting the apex. Really, really good last sector here. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, we go second. Oracle Frisky.
I told you. Was he only a 10th off Skeeven? Because I've seen on his screen on the steering wheel. He said he's only a 10th.
Oh no, 4 tenths. No.
Oh wow. So
Skeeven.
He improved by about pretty much half a second clear.
Yeah. So Skeeven, as you said, Frisky has checked out when qualifying 32.8. The only driver to get into the 38s. King Mick in second, ZR Mercedes third, fourth for Bad Boy, Scuba in fifth, Ollie sixth, Lambo in seventh, Paulovic in eighth, Merck in ninth, Wesker in 10th, and AMD round out the top 11. So it is a massive Red Bull sandwich with Skeeven in first and AMD in 11th. So, wow, what a qualifying session for Skeeven. He needed that.
Yeah, I mean he's going to have the belief on his side, but he might be scared about that. Obviously, getting the slipstream down into T1, he's going to be the hunted here. If he's going to remain in P1 after turn 2, I'll be really surprised because the slipstream is going to be very strong here. But if he can get a good start, good getaway, maybe he can negate some of that difference. But I think it's going to be action packed here for the first lap.
Yep, I agree. While everyone's loading up their strategies and messing with their fuel, I'm just going to say hello to a few people that are currently in the chat. So hello Liquor Blocks, hello Abby Oden, hello Matt, hello Graham, hello Lewis, hello Martin, Alice Killer, and I think that's it. And obviously those that are watching and not commentating, hope you enjoy this race. It's certainly going to be a good race as we go straight to 5 red lights. All eyes on this man here. Can Skeeven get a good start? Will the slipstream be his nightmare? I think Skeeven's actually got off to a good start there. Yeah,
solid start from Skeeven. But ZR Mercedes with the stronger second face, he's already in the slipstream with Skeeven.
Oh, they're going to go 3 wide.
Into T2.
No. Oh no, look at Bad Boy taking a watching Brave, but Skeeven round the outside. Oh, there's big hole. Bad Boy's there as well. Bad Boy's got wing damage.
Disaster.
Oh,
absolute disaster.
Absolute disaster.
I think Skeeven's going to have a talking to there, because I don't know, they all just seem to turn into each other. Absolutely left no space whatsoever. And look at that, the man who won the race last time out, Scuba is up into P1.
Yeah, brilliant start from the Irishman, Scuba.
Wow. Yeah, Bad Boy got heavy end plate damage. He has to split for that. No way he can make that out. He has big damage. Oh my god, absolute disaster class for Bad Boy. Will this man catch a break? Oh man, what did I say about T2 being hectic? Like, that was just 3 wide was always going to end in tears.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got Bad Boy down into P7. We got Mark in P8. He actually got a 5-second stop the penalty because apparently he gained two places and maybe cut the track. I'm not too sure.
Oh my god!
So that's a disaster from him.
King Mick's straight line speed is actually incredible. He's gone past Merck. He's down his head of Bad Boy. He's made the move. Bad Boy's gone wide. Merck's got past ZR Mercedes. He's down in 10th place, but luckily he hasn't got wing damage. So I think the only person to get wing damage out of all that was indeed Bad Boy.
Yeah, his head's going to be gone in that cockpit, I can't lie. Because he was in the middle, I think, so he just got absolutely squashed. So yeah, Scuba leading the pack here from Skeven. The gap's only about 3 tenths, so this might be a big bomb out to the end.
Yep, definitely.
But Scuba, I have to ride the board here with Skeven. He might go for Mufia with a slipstream. He's just out. With DRS, I think he's going to get him. But he does have a good run out of T3. But I think he's just going to stay behind him here.
Yeah, Bad Boy has pit. He has put in a set of softs.
Yeah, he has to.
So Bad Boy, absolute disaster for him. One man who will not complain about that is Skeven, who is sitting in 2nd place and is currently hunting down Scuba, who did start 5th, I think.
He didn't. Yeah. He was 5th because Kim Mick jumped him in last stage qualifying. So yeah, he started in P5. So P5 to P1 in what, 3 corners? That's how it's done, lads. He showed it how it's done. Yeah,
definitely. And winners from the start. Ollie gaining 3 positions, called Scuba gaining 4. Wesker and AMD. Now AMD's on the super softs. So
AMD is in a fantastic position. He's in a really good.
He's attacking Wesker.
Maybe P3 here. He's on the attack here.
Oh wow, going to go around the outside. Wesker breaks late, keeps the place.
If he was going to do that on the harder tyres, I would have taken my hat for that.
Oh my god, amazing move, he's got a good run here. AMD.
Up the inside. Wow.
Oh, they're still side by side. He gets the move done.
Oh, bit of contact.
That was his back
that was
end.
good racing. GG to AMD. Fantastic racing there.
Wow, so AMD learning off his teammate Skeven, because he's looking on fire tonight. He's up into 4th place on the super soft tyres.
The pace he's got, I'm telling you, he's on for a potential podium here. Look, he just pulled away from Wesker like he's got like a second ERS supply next to him or something. No, it's absolutely unreal.
I'm calling 1-1 wings.
Yeah, 100%. I'm calling 0-0 wing glitch. As Wesker just decides to go to Nambi and back. I don't know what he's doing off the track there. He's in a different time zone over there. I have no clue what happened there.
Paulovic has a wing damage, by the way. He's understeering that mad.
Yeah, big. He has to pit for me because that wing damage, he's going to destroy his race day now as he just gets. ZR Mercedes just literally walked up his inside and like, yeah, thank you, I'll get that position done.
He's going to go back at him though. He is.
Oh no.
Oh, ZR Mercedes off the track. Look at Merck. Merck's going to take full advantage of this. Is he? Yes, he is. Oh, Merck's always in a spin. Oh, we managed to save it. I was on board with Merck there. Oh, Merck's still spinning.
Merck's going straight. What's wrong with him? Is he drunk? What's happening? He's all over the place. My days, you got PC Pool will stop him immediately for driving like that on the road. No chance. No chance.
Oh, wow. And again...
Just update, sorry about that, just update quickly the battle up front. It's been roughly about half a second. So, yeah, they're really staying together. And I think Skeven with DRS might go and attack here.
Yeah, and going back to that turn 1 incident, Matt in the chat has just said all 3 wanted the lead and no one backed out, which is fair enough because all 3 of them did sort of dive into turn 1, not really caring about each other, and unfortunately it was Bad Boy who got a short straw and was the only one to actually get wing damage. Now, the luck in being the only person to get wing damage, knowing that you're fighting for a title that you could potentially win tonight, my head would be gone.
I mean, when I saw that side, those 3 guys going into T1, you know, they all have strong heads. Like they're not going to give any room. It was always going to end in tears. I mean, if I was Bad Boy, hindsight is a wonderful thing, but you know, I would have taken it easy. Like even if I was going to go into P3, like it's not the end of the world. You're going to have other opportunities to fight back, and it just wasn't worth it. And a quick note on time penalties. Time penalties are flooding in already on lap 4. I've seen about 57 drivers have about 3 seconds time penalties. So that's going to play a crucial role to stand this come the end of the race here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Skeven, right on the ball with Skeven for me. He's keeping it clean, keeping nice consistent in the slipstream. DRS, he could actually just stay in the slipstream, save a bit of fuel, maybe helping to push come the end of the race. But they do have a big gap of roughly about 6 seconds back to Ollie in P3 and to AMD in P4.
Yeah, I mean AMD. I mean, I'm still surprised at where this pace has come from.
Yeah. I mean, on the harder tyres as well, it's really surprising to see. I mean, I don't know what kind of, and maybe got a 2019 spec engine in this car, but yeah, his pace is looking very strong.
Yeah, I don't know what Skeven's been telling him, but I think I need some lessons.
Yeah. I want some of what he's drinking.
But now Skeven with the DRS, can he get past Scuba? As we've got moves in the back, we've got Lambo going past Bad Boy. Now Bad Boy back down into P10. So, not a day for Bad Boy too. Oh, Bad Boy! Oh my God! Back end all over the place.
Flustered.
But up at the front, the gap now 10th and a half to Scuba. Skeven looking at the quicker driver here. Scuba losing the back end.
Lost the back end there.
Yeah.
Skeven he's just trying to play it safe. I'm going to put him under pressure and maybe get a mistake and try to get past to the lead. But that T2 incident on lap 1. Possibly, maybe they might just leave it as a racing incident. Although, you know, Bad Boy did come off really bad, and Mercedes didn't come off too good either, because in the other 5 second, I think he has a stop with a penalty. I'm not too sure what happened, but yeah, it's a bit of a disaster there. But Skeven coming onto the second DRS straight.
Yep, DRS now activated. It looks like Scuba's got good straight line speed. Skeven just can't seem to close up. Oh, he hits the wall there. Got away with it, and Scuba went deep, so that close the gap. Skeven to stay this close to Scuba, then we could see a move down into turn 1, but behind we got King Mick now getting past Wesker, so Wesker falling down the order. ZR Mercedes is now right up behind AMD, so them Ultras are showing what kind of pace they have, and I think AMD will not really fight this too much. He knows he's on the hardest high, knows he's on an alternate strategy, and will want to let ZR Mercedes pass and not lose time to the guys behind.
But just a quick note on AMD's tyre strategy, you got to remember that this is Russia. The tyre wear is pretty much non-existent, so it's not gonna be so much of a big of a benefit here as it would be in other tracks. But regardless, he's still going to be looking stronger. As ZR Mercedes is going to be looking for a move here, up the inside, down into T1.
Oh wow!
Nice and
oh wow!
And and AMD kept the position there. He kept strong. And he's actually going to fight Mercedes here. Not too sure how this is going to work out for the races, but it's going to be good for the viewers watching at home. Mercedes definitely on attack. He's putting the AMD under pressure. I don't think he can hold up for just much longer. He's side by side, up the inside. AMD had to back out a little bit of the exit, and Mercedes going to move down.
Yep, Skeven putting Scuba under all sorts of pressure on the gap. 3/10.
Yeah. Quick note to say that even though Scuba and Skeven are battling the kind of head to tail here, they're still pulling away from Ollie. That the gap the last time there was around 5 seconds is nearly about 7 now. So their pace is that is top running pace right there. When you're battling, they can still pull away. That's when you know you've got a decent pace.
Yep, and just a quick note on Bad Boy. He's now in 11th place. He's just been overtaken by Paulovic. I
mean, suspension damage isn't a thing in this game, but if it was, I'm guessing that's what he has, because he has, it seems like no pace after that wing chase, and he's on soft, same as Paulovic as well. So honestly not too sure what's going in his head right now. Maybe he just got a bit annoyed and he just lost his rhythm, but yeah, definitely a race to get for him.
Yeah, but of course if Bad Boy finishes here, he won't be scoring any points.
Yeah.
And if Skeven does get a second place, he'll be scoring 12 points. That is huge.
Yeah, he'll be gaining 12 points over him.
Yeah.
So no, he's going to be gaining 18 points over him. So that's huge. If someone in the chat can think of work out what the gap would be, Skeven's in the lead.
Scuba's lagged out. No. I saw Scuba going very slowly. I didn't want to say anything because you were saying something, but I did see Scuba going very slow, and I thought maybe Skeven or Scuba even got a legal overtake and had to let Skeven pass, but unfortunately for Scuba.
Hopefully he can get back here and try and maybe do something, because if he could draw back quick enough, he'll probably be like around P5 anyway, and he can still get a lot of points, but yeah, from leading the race to getting, I'm assuming a disconnect or like a power cut or whatever. That's really bitter. I think the race win is out of the window for him.
Yeah, I think now, I think
really
Skeven definitely has a gap now, so he can just sort of stick it and lean and just keep the gap behind.
How would you feel if you're a bad boy, knowing that Scuba was leading, Scuba was a second, and then all you see that thing flash up and you see Scuba lead. Oh wow. Yeah, so he's gonna get taken. Ollie is like, oh what? And he got a time penalty by doing that. Yeah, so Ollie's up into P2, Mercedes is going to be up into P4, and AMD P5, so AMD P4, so yeah. Bad time for Scuba, not down to himself. You know, these things happen. You know, there's nothing much you can do. Just unfortunate.
I suppose the only thing we can be thankful for is that Scuba isn't actually fighting for the title. So
yeah, that would have been.
It would have been, it would have been more heartbreaking if he was actually fighting for the title. But hopefully he can rejoin as King Mick now gets past AMD. But AMD going to trugger back round the outside. Don't think he can make it stick. No, he can't. Bad Boy's still in 11th place, so his pace is definitely non-existent. And we've got Merck and Wesker going side by side.
Whoa, no!
Now these two,
they're nearly tangled wheels here. That was close.
And we've said in previous broadcasts, these two are very, very close friends, and I think they're in the same party. So if they do come together, I wouldn't mind being in that party. And Wesker, what was that? Merck, that was Merck cutting the corner there. Scuba has rejoined, but he is behind this battling. Now Wesker and Merck still side by side. It's not been the cleanest battle, but they've still been able to go side by side. So fair play to both of them, no doubt. Wesker will be fuming.
Is still not in this car. Sorry, Scuba's still not in this car yet. I'll ride aboard with him to let you know when he joins back, so he can keep with the action.
Yep, and Ollie and Mercedes now going side by side. This is for P2. Of course, all this battling is allowing Skeven up front just to run away with the race win. Yeah. They're still side by side. Zed on Mercedes, I think, has got the move done on Ollie. He has. So Zed on Mercedes now up back into P2, and
Scuba's still not in this car.
Oh wow! So I think Scuba might join back in time before Bad Boy gets near him. I think he joined back,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did join back, so he should be in his car. But I mean, if you were Scuba, I mean, you'd feel absolutely disheartened to even carry on knowing you're in P8 through no fault of your own. And he's left again. Oh, I think
it might be his connection playing up. Yeah,
that's game over. But up at the front, Ollie now attacking Zed on Mercedes.
Oh wow!
Doesn't go for the move. Of course, Ollie has a time penalty, so Zed on Mercedes I think doesn't have any yet, so he's looking good for second place at the minute.
Yeah, Mercedes is clean.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Ollie got 2. Well, he said on the first lap he got 3 warnings, which the game's probably glitched. I think he has probably 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Skeven's on 2 warnings, so it's not looking bad, you know. He might get, maybe if he keeps around this, maybe about 6 seconds worth of time penalty, so he's looking good. Scuba just joined back, so I'm suspecting that is his internet just cutting off, you know. He didn't want to join back and race, but his internet is not allowing him, I don't think. Sadly.
Yeah. I mean, he's still in P8, but he's literally in no man's land. He's 10 seconds behind Wesker, and Lambo's 10 seconds behind Scuba, so is it worth joining back? Not really.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, if he can even get back, I don't think he can get into his car anyway. Yeah.
Just wait for Scuba then to see if he can get back in. I mean, it'll be a point for Bad Boy if Bad Boy can get past him, so...
True.
Bit of a positive.
Coming down to the... Yeah. Does anyone know what the gap between Skeven and Bad Boy is? For the championship?
For the championship, I actually don't know. I can quickly... I can quickly check.
Because this is gonna be... This is absolutely critical. Like, even if Bad Boy does score 1 point and Skeven gains 24 him, it's going to be absolutely huge for the title decider. And yeah, coming to finish as well, Bad Boy says it's going to be well and truly offside here, down to a first lap collision. These things does happen. Interesting note on the gap between Skeven and Mercedes here. It's slowly but steadily been coming down a bit. It was roughly about 9.8 7, I think, and it's about 9.2 now. If Skiver's not pushing us hard or just conserving his tires, or if Mercedes pushing really hard, it'd be interesting to see. But I don't think Mercedes on straight pace could close Skiver now by 9 seconds. I don't think he has that much of a pace advantage over him if he does. But it's going to be interesting to see come down the race for sure.
Yep, and I've got the points gap between a Bad Boy and Skeven.
Okay.
It is 20 points.
Wow. So Skeven, if it stays like this, Skeven's going to be leading going into the final race.
No. If he wins, you get 16.
Is there 2 races?
No. If you win, like the point system is different. If you win, you get 16 points.
My bad. Yeah. I got you.
So,
okay. So what? The gap would be what? 4?
4 points. If Bad Boy doesn't score, the gap will only be 4 points going into Malaysia, which is the finale next week.
Wow.
That will be huge.
So we've got a couple guys pitting here. We've got Ollie pitting and we've got Kim Mick pitting. Those are the only 2 guys in the pit lane, I think. So they're put around lap 11. That's roughly about for one stop. I mean, tire wear, tire deg is pretty much non-existent here, so they should be good to the end of the race. They rejoin Ollie P6 and Kim P7, so it's looking good for them. Hopefully they can set some solid laps in, and maybe Ollie can do the undercut on Mercedes possibly. And a quick note on the I'm talking a bit long here, but a quick note on the gap out front. It's gone down to 8.4 seconds. That's a drastic change from. That's nearly what 1.5 second gain.
Yeah, I don't think Skeven's pushing that much. I mean, he's in rich, but obviously he's going down the straight. But I think Skeven knows that time penalties can win you or lose you a race. So I think
he might be playing it smart here.
Yeah, I mean,
and not just push it to its full potential.
Yeah, we saw in Austria how Skeven lost the race due to time penalties. So
yeah,
Skeven playing very smart, and I think he's going to pit. He is. So
Skeven's in.
So now, if Jeddah Mercedes stays out, he will take the lead, and AMD will, of course, be in 2nd place. So AMD not doing bad on them super softs. Of course, if he goes on ultra softs and he's near any of the guys behind him, like I don't know, Merck, Wesker, or even Ollie, then AMD could be looking for a good point score here tonight.
So the gap before Skeven's pitted, the gap between Skeven and Mercedes were roughly about 8.4, 8.5 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see if Skeven can actually extend that gap. And I think Skeven's going to be coming in absolutely fresh here. So happy days, so no traffic for him to contend with, and he can just get his head down and set some consistent laps. So maybe try and pull back out the gap he had over Mercedes to like say to him like, look, you know, and I say that he does get a 3-second time penalty. Very easy to do there. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I'd be surprised if no one gets no time penalties here, but yeah, you know, it happens. Just make sure that he's not going to get any more. Interesting note, Mercedes does have 2 warnings as well, so most likely he'll be getting another penalty as well. Mark gets a penalty. So yeah. 3-second time penalty is not the end of the world. He had about 8 seconds over him, so you know, Skeven, he's a clever guy. He'll relax, not get distracted by anything, and he'll just crack on with it.
Yeah, and a quick note about Bad Boy. He's up into P8 because Wesker and Merck pitted, and of course Scuba lagging out unfortunately. But will Bad Boy have to pit again on them softs? I mean, you know, we've seen it in real life race in the past. Rosberg in 2014 beat from lap 1, and I think he had mediums back then, but he took a whole set of tyres for the whole length of the race. So it is possible, but maybe he just like want to come back on fresh ultras, as Mercedes does pit this lap. Yep, and it will be well for a minute a 1-2 for Red Bull.
For Red Bull, yeah. AMD is leading the race from the back of the grid, so he's going to be very happy with race results so far.
Wesker retired. Wow.
Oh, he just front left gone. It's game over.
He's completely binned it.
And no, I've got a bit of shot. Okay, the gap is.
What?
Whoa! What happened? Whoa! Ollie done a masterclass here. Oh yes, sir. Ollie did an undercut, my man. He just went aggressive on the strategy. You know, that's what you want to see. You want people taking taking the strategy to their own hands, and he's done him. He's came out well ahead of him by what? About easily half a second minimum here, as AMD does get a warning. So Skeven does extend this gap, I think, over. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I think
does.
Mark will be about 9 seconds behind Skeven. So Skeven made up roughly about a second here. So he's going to be looking forward to that. So yeah, Ollie is going to be very happy with that strategy move. He came in, I think, lap 11. So he came in 2 laps before, and he made up a lot of time here. As
Merck's out as well.
Flies.
Merck and Wesker calling it a day. So Bad Boy's effectively in last place at the minute.
Wesco's facing the wrong way with no front wing, so my guess would be he just dropped it on the throttle, dropped on the acceleration, so they just spun and crashed out sadly.
Yep. But
this is going to play into the hands of Bad Boy here though. Picking up some few extra points is going to help out.
Yeah, but I mean Bad Boy it just looks like he's not on it. He's still stuck behind Paulovic. The gap's been 1.2 for about 3-4, well, I'll say most of his stint.
And we've got to remember, with these two, they pitted on the same lap and they're on the same tyre, so it's not like Paulovic is on, you know, fresh ultras. They're on the same tyre, so I'm not too sure what's going on with Bad Boy here. It's really frustrating race for him.
Yeah, his head is absolutely gone at this point. I mean, you got to feel for the guy. I mean, just unbelievable scenes.
His head's already in Malaysia, so he's not really happy with that.
Wow. But up at the front, Skeever now catching his teammate AMD at a rate of knots.
Rapidly. Yeah, I think he caught by like about 3-4 seconds in like a lap or two. So those fresh supers are working wonders for him. AMD has to be careful. He has to pit in soonish if he doesn't want to drop any more positions, or he might go for a different strategy call here. Yeah. Because he's going to go for ultra sub actually. So yeah, he's going to have to take the pain now, and when he pits to drop back a bit further. And he'll be faster come the end of the race, so just got to think strategically here. And
Zedda Mercedes, he's been teasing the back end of Ollie, looking at it for the whole of this lap, but now he goes round the outside. Ollie goes very deep.
Ooh, close one there.
Yeah.
But clean, they didn't have any contact, so that's good to see.
But I don't know what you saw, but on my screen there's a bit of contact.
Oh, well, to be fair, I caught the end of that and I didn't really see anything, but yeah, fair enough.
I saw Ollie, like, he broke extremely late and almost pushed Zedda Mercedes off track, but luckily Zedda Mercedes was able to keep the position, and King Mick almost got in as well. So these three, Ollie, Zedda Mercedes and King Mick, definitely battle of the race so far, as these three get ever closer.
I mean, Skeven is about, he's obviously going to be in a net P1, he's in net P1 right now, and you know, he's about 11 seconds ahead of the guy P2. So let's say even the worst scenario comes from that T2 collision, and for whatever reason he gets like, what, 10-second time penalty, he's still most likely going to win anyway, so I don't think he will get a penalty that big, or if a penalty at all, but with that gap, he's going to be very comfortable right now. For sure, come the end of the race.
Yeah, definitely. And gap between AMD and Skeven 2.8. So AMD has to pit this lap. If he doesn't pit, then he's been a bit of a madman.
I think, he should pit this lap, or maybe start maybe one lap more and let the Skeven pass, so he can really have those fresh ultras come the end of the race. But still in AMD's book, he's fine at the minute. Those ultras are going to be a lot quicker than those supers. So yeah, all right. I think something happened there, Ollie. Mercedes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're side by side. I mean, there's still a little bit more contact, but I think Zedda Mercedes has got that move done. He has now. King Mick looking like he wants to get involved, but doesn't quite have the run. Ollie though has the run. He's going to go for it. He is sticking his nose there.
That was
very close.
Yeah.
Zedda Mercedes having none of it though, and now King Mick, let's go on board with King Mick for the battle for third place. Will Ollie get a run? He has got a bit of a run.
100%, he's going to go for it.
He's going to go for a move down the inside, it's going to be very late. Oh, Zedda Mercedes having none of it. Zedda Mercedes getting away with it. And now look at King Mick.
I have a bad feeling about this.
King Mick down the inside. Wow, very good move. Good move. Look at Ollie though. Is he going to go for a move on the outside? No, he doesn't. But look at the run Ollie's got. Fantastic run.
If they're not careful, Mercedes could build up a gap, and you know, they might not be close to him. So they have to be careful not to fall back too far because obviously slipstream and DRS is very powerful around here. We go up to the front of the lead. Skiven is within a second of AMD. I don't see AMD find this one. I do expect him to be in this lap as Mert does leave the session. So Skiven caught up about what, around 10 seconds to AMD. So his pace has been on point. Of course, the new tires helping out, but yeah, you can just see the pace difference between the worn and new
and AMD
tires, as AMD down here, of course. Yeah.
So AMD will, if he goes on a set of softs, then I'll send him a message.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll have a quick word with the lad. What's going on there, boys? Yeah. Let's
just quickly see. It is a set of Ultra Softs.
Ultra Soft, as expected.
So let's see where let's see where he comes out in terms of. I think he'll be with Lambo and maybe Paulovic.
He'll be P5 at best, which is P6 now, is it? No, he's still out there.
Paulovic, where's Bad Boy? Bad Boy might get another position here.
Nah, possibly.
P6. No, it's P6.
Okay, yeah, that's crucial. He did not want to get stuck behind any more traffic because that is going to cost him time, and he is ahead of Bad Boy and Paulovic, so good stuff. And the lead up front is as he gets another three second time.
They both, him and Skiven both did the exact same thing. I was on board with Skiven through turn 1. He got a time penalty. Done it with AMD. Got a time penalty.
Yeah, it must be something about the exit of T3 there.
Oh, definitely.
Scuba was in the session. Maybe he couldn't get back in the car. That's a bit weird. But yeah, so the gap out ahead is 12 seconds. So you know, Skiven can cut about another 6 more corners and still be alright. So
yeah,
he's looking good out front. But the gap between Mercedes and King Mick quickly is under a second. So he's going to be on attack here soon.
Yeah,
and he's on the DRS. So yeah.
Yeah, and Ollie
they have
dropping behind.
They dropped Ollie. Yeah, they seem to have dropped Ollie a bit here. He's over a second behind Kim Mick, so he's looking like P5 maybe is his best result here. AMD is going to be, you know, the quickest guy on track come the end of the race here on the fresh ultras and obviously low fuel. So I won't be too surprised to see our fastest lap pop up anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely. And now King Mick, 5 tenths to ZR Mercedes. So King Mick. Well, no, it's just gone up to a second now, so I don't know what he's done.
Yeah.
But I was showing 5 tenths for a second, but ZR Mercedes has been able to get out of DRS, and now at this point of the race, no one's within DRS. So I think the only person is Ollie, but he's got a 15,000 time penalty, so it's not really full position. Scuba still trying to join.
He's trying to get back in the car.
The commitment from this man.
The mechanics has already gone home.
Yeah. They're at Malaysia already, mate, setting up.
Oh, AMD is a lot. I think he is on about.
Oh wow.
I think he's gonna be close to 9 seconds actually.
Oh, there's yellows in sector 3. Who is that?
Oh, don't tell me that's Skeevan.
No, it's not Skeevan.
Skeevan's clean.
I don't know who that was, but brief yellows in sector 3.
Maybe someone got wide or something. It seems to be clear now.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Now I'm going to try to keep an eye on AMD's time, see what he's doing on his first proper run on the on the ultra soft. But he got 2 warnings from this lap alone. So
oh my god.
He has to be careful. Like that's not looking too good for him.
No.
Ollie as well does have a lot. He's on 6 seconds at the minute, and he's 1 warning away from getting another time penalty. So you know, the time that you make for maybe a tenth or 2 quicker per lap, come the end of the race with the penalties you're going to get, it's not going to be worth it. So you have to think about that.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point in the race, no one's within DRS. There's no battles. We've still got 8 laps left of this race. Skeevan's a mile ahead of everyone. It's just, you know, we've got to now find something to talk about for 8 laps.
Yeah, I mean, the gap between I do think Mercedes does have the pace over K-Mick and Ollie, so there's no surprise to him about 1.6 seconds ahead. So I do think he got P2 on the wraps. To be honest, I don't see much changing. I mean, the only thing I see changing is probably AMD possibly getting up a few places.
Oh, well, now we've got our time penalty.
maybe not with those time penalties. He just seems to be pushing too hard on those ultra softs, so maybe he's not entirely used to it yet. So he's pushing a bit too hard for what Car's capable of. But yeah, I mean, he could be onto like maybe about a P5, P4, but with these time penalties, it's not looking good for him at the moment.
No, it's
but
not.
He is catching Lambo.
Yeah, he is catching at a rate of knots, and Bad Boy is finally within DRS of Paunovic. So we've got a battle. Yes.
So that took about what?
That took about
what, like 18 laps for him?
Yeah, 18 laps.
Yeah. So he is in DRS, but he's way too far back to make a move. He's just within a second, like just. So now he's just outside of a second now. So he has to try all of he can to just stay within a second, so he can pull a bit closer down the pit straight. Yeah,
I think the best Bad Boy can get here is 7th if he can stay within DRS. But
yeah, 7's the best for him.
It's been a poor showing for Bad Boy. Pretty my season in PSGL last season when I was fighting for the title, my second half of the season was just horrific. Yeah, and I ended up losing the title. So I mean, I'm not gonna jinx Bad Boy here at all, but I mean, Bad Boy is definitely mirroring my
it's already been done.
My season. But Paunovic has got a time penalty. He just got one now, so I don't know whether Bad Boy has one or not. I haven't really taken much notice. So yeah, thanks for checking. And now Ollie within he was within DRS, but he made a mistake, I think. But AMD 3/10 the gap to Lambo. So we've got another battle.
Bad Boy does have no penalties, but it does say for 1 lap 2 warnings and then another lap of warning. So it might be glitched, but I think I haven't seen on his race director. There's nothing that said penalty. But as AMD goes on the attack here, DRS clean open. He's just gonna absolutely walk around the outside of him,
straight
cut back in, racing line. Thank you very much. And he got that position down now. He needs to build a gap. Because he has a lot of time on it, so he needs to build a gap. It's possible, fresher tyres, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see that gap build up. But of course, he has to, definitely don't be getting any more penalties, because that's going to hinder his end race result.
Wow. I mean, still got 6 laps left. Of course, Lambo just been overtaken by AMD, who is on a charge, so he might be able to catch Ollie, who
possibly.
Who has actually dropped behind King Mick, and King Mick. Go on.
It would It would be really interesting to see where Mercedes would have been with that T2 collision, because I do feel like his pace is very, very similar to Steven, if not a little bit quicker. I mean, that would have been a proper race to the end here. But sadly, it's a kind of a what-if situation, because that never really happened.
Yeah, and just looking in the chat while we wait for these 6 laps to disappear and the race end. We got Lewis in the chat, Abby Oden, Alice Killer still here, Lickle still here. I saw Big C in the chat as well, so whether you're still here, Big C, good evening. Doom as well in the chat, so hello everyone. Hope you enjoyed the 21 laps of Russia. The last 6 laps are going to be boring as hell, so I don't blame you for leaving. Scuba has left the session again. So
we got Bad Boy in the charge here. He's within, he's in touch with this as of Paunovic here.
Yeah.
So hopefully, come the pit straight, we can actually see an overtake and some action. But maybe he's getting into the rhythm now. He's closing in a lot, so. Better performance of him here.
I don't know, I feel like with Bad Boy he's all of a sudden woken up. Like he's just turned on the pace. But I don't know, very weird from Bad Boy. I thought, being on the same tyres as Paunovic, who, Bad Boy! Oh my god!
That was really game over there, 100%.
Oh, oh my god.
You got Vic to his side on the front corner there and
Jesus.
The red tyres. I nearly killed about 57 mechanics, so not a good showing there. He's finally enough, he's still within a second.
Yeah, I don't know how he's managed that.
Paunovic, his back end was a bit iffy around there as well, but Bad Boy definitely takes the cake for the back end stepping out there.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what Bad Boy's playing at, but every time we go on board with him, he seems to do something that just shocks us. But you know,
Yeah.
just you know, I mean, I can't say much because I you know, I bought my chance at winning the title, but you know, I've got to feel for Bad Boy because I've been in his position, and you know, at this point, you know, you start thinking, you know, what can I do? You know, there's nothing I can do, you know, to get away from all the bad luck.
I mean, if I was him, you know, focus on the next race. He become the title decider. He is going to be he's still going to be leading, even though it is a small margin. He would have liked to have been bigger, but you know that's not the case. He has to focus on what he can change, and obviously he can change what happens in Malaysia. So he just got to focus on that. Try to forget about what everything happened. Scuban does get a 3 seconds happening, but that's not really going to change much. I think that's only Skeeven's second or third time penalty, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that is his second.
Yeah, that's the second. So yeah, that is his second. So you know, round Russia, that's a good job so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I was Bad Boy, you know, he just got to keep his head in the straight here. Don't you know dwell about it too much because he's still going to be the title leader, and he definitely has to focus on the next race and see what he can do there.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Big C what he wrote. I mean, he's definitely feeling the pressure. Is Bad Boy.
100%.
You know,
100%.
in Austria, you know, he bottled all of his laps in quali, and tonight, you know, he was involved in an incident. It wasn't his fault, but you know, his pace has just been nowhere since that wing change. So I don't know what's gone on.
I mean, it's hard to say because you know with the softs, I do think the softs are quite bad down here. Obviously has to go a long way, so it would be a bit hard to say like whether if it was going to be on the ultra softs or supers. But yeah, I see what you mean. He does seem to be a bit off here. I mean, his qualifying was decent. Maybe going into the first lap, he should have because he has such a big lead in the champions anyway. He's not the one to be taking risks. It would have to be Skeeven and the guys around him. So.
Bad Boy's going for a move down inside.
Talk about taking risks.
Yeah, that was a very risky move. Yeah. Paunovic though still keeping the move, but now you can tell Bad Boy's frustrated at this point.
100%.
That was a move that Bad Boy would not normally go for. A bit of a lunge, a bit of a risky move. Wanted to just get rid of that sail bar because he's had to look at the back end of that sail bar for I think 20 odd laps. So it's been a day to forget for Bad Boy as he now lines up Paunovic again for the DRS down the long straight. Can Bad Boy make the move? He's gaining, but not gaining as much as we've seen the lots of AMD gaining when he's been within DRS of people. So maybe Bad Boy running a higher setup, so he's faster in the corners. But I can see he did gain a lot of time coming out turn 1 as King Mick gets a penalty. Don't think that will affect too much either. Bad Boy's got a much better run though. Bad Boy will surely go for a move. Paunovic does defend and Bad Boy doesn't go for the move, so maybe Bad Boy regaining his composure, but he is right up the back of that sail bar. So I mean, I don't know. I think these two are going to have a coming together. I've got a feeling.
Oh no, commentators, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got a feeling that Bad Boy's just going to go for a move. But Bad Boy does indeed get a better run, so this could be move done for Bad Boy as Paunovic forces him to the outside. Hold on 1 minute.
So yeah, so Paunovic is going to, so Bad Boy's going to go round the outside, which is going to turn to inside. He's going to go a bit deep here, but he defends the position very nicely. He's going to push him out just a little bit, and that's a textbook overtake to how to overtake around there. Absolutely very clean. No qualms could be said about that. So yeah, really good job here. So Bad Boy now up into P7. Let's see if he can hold the position. This is going to be crucial for his championship challenge because he needs every point that he can get heading into the final position with Skeeven getting the win here.
Yeah, I'm back now. So sorry about that. I was on board with Bad Boy for all of that. So yeah, what you said was quite nice. But Paunovic, look how much he's gaining on Bad Boy. This isn't over yet.
Yeah, it's definitely over yet. Bad Boy most likely is going to be running a higher downforce setup, maybe just a little bit higher. So that is going to be hurting him down the straight. And Paunovic is literally like changing gears. Form is so far up his inside. So yeah, there's going to be a good bout to the end of the race, I feel, even though it's not for the highest amount of points available. But it's a battle on track nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, every point for Bad Boy definitely count because at the moment Skeven is on course to win the Russian Grand Prix by a healthy margin of 12 seconds. But back.
AMD is gonna run out of laps to try and catch Oli. I don't think he's gonna be doing it. Even if he does catch him, I don't think he'll get the position number of the penalties he has. No. So but yeah, still not a bad result for AMD. Start on the back of the grid. He's going to be happy with that result, getting double digits points goal position. So yeah.
Paulovic not able to get past Bad Boy, and Paulovic actually is minus 0.2 of fuel, so he's going to need to start saving.
On my screen is about it's about the same, yeah.
Yep, and Bad Boy has 0.9 fuel to play with, so it's not over yet. As Paulovic needs to do some fuel saving, or he is going to run out of fuel, and he is in lean. So
on Bad Boy on my screen, he has 0.9 fuel loss. So he can pretty much run the race. Maybe not race to the end, but most of the race to the end. So yeah, he's in a good position. So maybe the fuel, he can run a higher fuel mix, so maybe that will help out for his lack of straight line speed.
So yeah, I agree. And got a racer in the chat asking why Bad Boy so far behind. Turn 2 incident at the start of the race. Bad Boy unfortunately got collected and was the only person to get wing damage. So just unlucky for Bad Boy. But I mean, has he done well to stay sort of in the hunt for the title? I mean, his pace, I don't know where it's been today. It's not the Bad Boy we used to seeing. We used to seeing Bad Boy, you know, even if he did, you know, let's say like last week in Austria, he started last and managed to finish on the podium, I think. So, you know, he's been able to come from the back and still get decent results. But today, for whatever reason, I don't know what he's been up to, whether he hasn't practiced or not. But Bad Boy just hasn't been on it pace-wise. But he's now gained 2.1 seconds from Paulovic, who is still saving fuel. So,
I mean, it's hard to say considering he did put on lap. Maybe like first couple of laps, and he is on the slowest side of all, and no one else is really on it except for Paulovic. So I would say take his quote-unquote lack of pace with like a grain of salt, because he's on a completely different tyre strategy compared to everyone else. I don't think he would have been that off the pace, but I would have had a feeling Skeven and Mercedes would have had the upper hand on him. I mean, but I wouldn't see him being like completely nowhere, even if that first lap incident didn't happen. So you know, he just got belief in himself to say like, I can do this, I can win a title, and what happens, and now you just got to focus on changing what can happen in the future.
Yeah, but on board with Skeven now. He's in the third sector. He's about to finish the race and collect the 16 points, which is vital, as this will now take the title to the final race, which is of course in Malaysia next Saturday. But Skeven round the last corner has been an absolute domination since Scuba disconnected. Skeven wins the Russian Grand Prix. Zeta Mercedes will collect second place, and of course I don't think he got any time penalties in the end. So good showing for Zeta Mercedes. King Mick gets third place, and Ollie will get fourth. But I think AMD will actually get fourth, because I think Ollie has a lot of penalties. Oh no, Ollie actually got third.
Oh,
wow,
no.
I think AMD might jump both of them.
No, wait, no.
Oh, okay.
So
imagine this. Oh, Jesus Christ. So AMD 6th. Oh, will AMD actually get behind Bad Boy? He does. The Bad Boy gets 6th.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, no. Skeven's going to be absolutely slapping AMD coming out of the race here. He just giving Bad Boy a bit more points here. So all things, you know, accounted for Bad Boy's race. Getting P6 is not the end of the world, you know. That is still a decent result. I'm not too sure how much P6, how much points you'll get for P6, but it's a lot better than getting none, so that's for sure.
Yeah, but I think one thing we need to say, that if this happens next week and the Bad Boy has a bad race, then and Skeven has a good race, then Skeven will take the title. But that has been the Russian Grand Prix. A quick run through the order. Skeven wins the race by 5 seconds in the end. 2 is Zeta Mercedes in second. Ollie jumping King Mick to get a fantastic podium. So fair play to Ollie. King Mick in 4th, disappointed with his 12 seconds worth of time penalties. Lambo in 5th, only 3 seconds of penalties. Bad Boy jumping AMD, who finished in 7th place, who had 12 seconds as well with penalties. Then we had Paulovic in 8th, and then we had Merck Wesker retire along with Scuba, who disconnected. So I believe the gap is now 8 or 9 points, I think, going into the last race. So advantage is obviously still with Bad Boy, but I know if I know Bad Boy, he will want to sweat Malaysia and definitely bring home the title. But Scuban is a man in form at the minute. You know, we could have won 2 races in a row, but unfortunately Austria with penalties, so he'll just mainly practice not getting penalties. But that has been PSGL Russia, and what a race it was. Bad Boy not getting the result he wanted, and now we have a title decider in the finale. So the next race will be Malaysia. I think Frisky, you're available next week, I believe. So
yeah, I should be there.
Yeah, so I'll definitely be there without a shadow of a doubt. I do not want to miss that. So we will see you next week for Malaysia. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.